You want to learn how to write a sales letter? Of course you do, because sales letters make a lot of money and you want to probably make a lot of money. If so, you are in the right place because this is part 6. Can you believe it? Part 6 of my $50 million sales letter blueprint. We're going to dissect it today. I'm John Benson and this is Sales Copy Secrets. And you are here for part 6. I'm so glad. In case you've missed it, parts 1 through 5 are below. You want to check those out because this won't make any sense to you unless you've watched those first. So be sure to watch those. Let's dive into part 6. And we left off part 5 with leading into the question, so what do you do next? We've let them into, that being said, I have a very specific way of doing something. So what do you do to get that? What do you do next? Now, here's what's really cool. I cycle back to the tips that I just gave. I echo back to them and I say, as solid as these tips are, they're just not enough to get dieters burning their unwanted body fat and experiencing youthful energy again. That requires one more important step. Notice how I frame this. These tips are good, but they're not good enough to get you where you want to be. That requires you taking one additional step. That is the power of what? The power of one thing. We've talked about the power of one thing throughout so many of my videos. Get them to believe one thing. And this is the one next step they need to take. So that's a very, very important framing. Let me share how I came up with what many dieters call the definitive system. What am I doing here? I am what? Can you guess? Somebody guess. This is implicit or explicit or implied social proof. Dieters everywhere are calling it the definitive system. So your avatars everywhere are calling it the definitive system for what? Maximizing, in my case, rotational refeeding, which is what? That is the primary solution, the hook, the mechanism that makes it work. So this is the system for doing that. And guess what? I can say that with 100% confidence and 100% ethical confidence because I created rotational refeeding. This is the definitive system for it. It's the only system for it. Then I go into the backstory of how I came up with this whole thing, how I came up with rotational refeeding and the system behind it. So here's the story. That's a great way to enter into any story. Success leaves clues. I spent 14 years analyzing the world's most successful weight loss case studies. You would say the world's most successful whatever case studies and however long you've been studying it. Over the time, I perfected the science of using a simple 4-day, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I just go into what it is now. There's a way to do this that I perfected, but the key thing you want to take away from this sentence is, in this paragraph is, that I'm setting it up by saying I spent 14 years, however many years you've been studying your craft, studying the world's most successful blank. And that frame is so strong because it's not just my opinion now. I'm looking at the world's most successful blank. They leave clues, okay? This resulted in the world's foremost blueprint for anyone wanting to lose weight. What is this right here? Do you know what this is? This is a USP, okay? If I click on this, it's going to show me offer USP. You need a unique selling proposition, and this is where we pull it in. So the USP reads, this resulted in the world's foremost blueprint. Anyone, might help if I type the word for in there. It does not account for human error. And it continues from here, that empowers you to burn fat, keep your thyroid hormones optimized, look younger, and feel better than you have in decades without counting calories, starving yourself, exercising, etc. So what am I doing here? I'm saying it is the foremost what, the medium, what I'm going to call it, is a blueprint, it's a handbook, it's a guide, it's a master class, whatever you call it, for who? Anyone wanting to lose weight, in my case. I could say for men and women over 40, I could get specific with my avatar. What does it do? It empowers you to burn fat, etc. So what does it do? What does your USP do? If you want to take out the word you can to make this more compliant. That empowers people, empowers men and women to burn fat, keep their thyroids, hormones optimized, look younger, etc., etc. You can do it that way. But I also say all this positive stuff in the USP. It empowers you to benefit without negative. It is the benefit formula right here in the USP. Okay, very simple. On top of that, it's a plan just about every dieter who has tried, finds, trailblazing, lifestyle-friendly, kid-friendly, introducing the 4-day diet. And this is how I introduce the diet. It's very simple. Introducing the name of the book, the 4-day diet. And then I go a little bit further into how they're going to access it. 4-day diet is a system that you download directly into your computer, simple clicks of your mouse in seconds. It virtually fast-tracks you applying rotational refeeding in a way that's enjoyable as it is effective. Very simple, very powerful sentence you can use in any weight loss offer or any offer, in the entire world. You can use it for a dog training offer. Doesn't matter. And none of these are, by the way, none of these templates are specific to weight loss. I'm just using weight loss as the example. Now we're going to go into bullets, okay? Here's what you can look forward to experiencing is how I say it. You can look forward to experiencing this, okay? I'm presupposing something. You can easily lose weight Without counting fat, you can increase your energy levels. You can rapidly burn away stubborn pounds, et cetera, et cetera. I'm just using the bullet formula that I've covered in previous videos. You can check those out. You can copy them here on the screen, or you can check out my training for that below. And I always end with "and more," by the way, and more, because there is always more, right? So the next subheadline is, you say, will the 4-day diet will work for me? Okay, so check out what I'm doing here. It's a little bit of NLP. You say, will the 4-day diet work for me? Well, they didn't say that until I told them to say, will the 4-day diet work for me? It's pretty cool what I'm doing here. You say, go ahead and say it. Will the 4-day diet work for me? I want someone to say that, so I'm asking them to say it. I'm sure you're wondering, again, this is complete presupposition. The 4-day diet can even work for you, especially if you try just about everything. Well, let me set you at ease. Okay, how do I do that? During the years I spent looking for the truth, years studying the most successful case studies. Again, I'm not relying on my own expertise. I keep saying I studied the world's most successful case studies. I highly encourage you to do that and also to put that in your marketing. I spent years honing, testing, retesting, perfecting. Finally, I hit pay dirt by standing on the shoulders of giants. And thanks to some of my own unique insights. What is that? It's sort of my modest introduction, even though it's not an introduction. It's definitely modesty. Some of my own unique insights into that. So they can't go just to all the shoulders of giants. It's me they're going to want to go to. And plus, I've condensed it all into this easy to follow package and formula or diet or whatever you want to call it, or book rather. And so by standing on the shoulders of giants, super important there. You now have at your fingertips what hundreds of dieters hail as the best system they've ever come across. Now, why do I say hundreds? Hundreds. This has actually sold hundreds of thousands. So I could say hundreds of thousands. If yours has sold hundreds of thousands, just type it in there. Okay? If you have copy, just start typing. If not, just write into your word processor hundreds of thousands. But also hundreds is very believable. Hundreds of thousands, even though that's the truth, is not as believable. Okay? The 4-day diet can work for you when virtually nothing else will. Now, I love that sentence. And it works consistently. So I keep one thing after another about working. It's really a blueprint that can work for literally anyone. It's literally anyone. Even if, and we get into all these objections that people might have. If you suffer from a metabolic disorder, if you've never been able to lose weight consistently, even if you're so busy you can barely see straight, let alone make it to a gym or a yoga class. I keep going through rebuttal after rebuttal after rebuttal. What are their objections? Well, I'm too busy. I suffer from a thyroid disease. I've never been able to lose weight before, and cover all of those here. You could just go down and list 15 of them. Okay. And these have to be, of course, related to your particular niche or offer. Okay. Even if all that is true, it can still deliver results and help you lose. I put a guarantee in here. Now this would be not compliant, so I'd have to change this. Help you lose weight while watching your stubborn fat vanish at the same time. Now, I would change probably this, watching the most stubborn fat vanish at the same time, because losing weight for people, just not to bore you with weight loss here, but losing weight sometimes is easy and then the stubborn fat never goes. So that's why I'm saying that. I'm talking to people that know that. And so that is why I've got that included here. But if I wanted to change that to something totally different, I can add something that they could do on top of losing weight. So I might want to say reclaiming the youthful energy of your teenage years and hit save. So I can add new data here in CopyPro, pop that in, and I would just save it and I'm good. Okay, we're going to take this up on part 6 next week, starting with measurable results you can count on. We're going to get into more claims, more specifics, more promises. And I hope that you learned a lot today about how to frame your offer, how to create a simple USP, which is unique selling proposition, and how to look at how objections and how to overcome objections in a very clever way. So we'll be back next week with part 7 of the $50 Million Sales Letter Blueprint. Until then, I'm John Benson, and I want you to do me a favor. Smash that like button. Let people know about me. Say nice things in the comment section. Share this with a friend. Subscribe if you haven't. And do me a favor, ring that bell down there. That would really help the channel grow if you would do that for me. Ring that bell for notifications when my next video drops. I am always here to help make you unignorable.